Hello everyone, got another dirty joke for you today. So a businessman is getting ready to go on a long business trip. He knows his wife is always horny, so he decides to get her something to keep her occupied while he was gone, because he didn't much like the idea of her screwing someone else. So he went to a store that sold sex toys and started looking around. He thought about life-sized doll, but that was too close to another man for him. He was browsing through all the toys, looking for something special to please his wife, and started talking to the old man behind the counter. He explained his situation to the old man. Well, I don't really know of anything that will do the trick. We have vibrating dildos, special attachments, and so on. But I don't know of anything that will keep her occupied for weeks. There is this one thing, but I don't think it's a good idea. What thing? Asked the businessman. Nothing, forget about it, said the old man. Come on, tell me. I need something, protested the businessman. Well, sir, I don't usually mention this, but there is the voodoo stick, the old man said. The voodoo stick? The businessman asked. The old man reached under the counter and pulled out an old wooden box carved with strange symbols. He opened it, and there lay a very ordinary-looking dildo. The businessman laughed and said, "What's the deal? It looks like every other one in this shop," the old man said, "but you haven't seen what it'll do yet." He pointed to a door and said, "Voodoo stick." The door. The voodoo stick rose out of its box, darted over to the door, and started screwing the keyhole. The whole door shook with the vibrations, and a crack developed down the middle. Before the door could split, the old man said, "Voodoo stick, box." The voodoo stick stopped, floated back to the box, and lay there, motionless. The businessman said, "I'll take it." The guy took it home to his wife, told her it was a special stick and that to use it, all she had to do was say, "Voodoo stick, my crotch." He left for his trip satisfied things would be fine while he was gone. After he'd been gone a few days, the wife was unbearably horny. She thought of several people who would willingly satisfy her, but then she remembered the voodoo stick. She lay down, placed the box between her legs, and said, "Voodoo stick, my crotch." The voodoo stick shot to her crotch and started pumping. It was great, like nothing she ever experienced before. After 3 hours, she decided she'd had enough and tried to pull it out, but it was stuck in her, still thrusting. She tried and tried to get it out, but nothing worked. Her husband had forgot to tell her how to shut it off, so she decided to go to the hospital to see if they could help. She put her clothes on, got in the car, and started to drive to the hospital, quivering with every thrust of the stick. On the way, the vibrations nearly made her swerve off the road, and she was pulled over by a policeman. He asked for her license, and then asked how much she'd had to drink. Gasping and twitching, she explained that she hadn't been drinking, but that a voodoo stick was stuck in her and wouldn't stop screwing her. The officer looked at her for a second and then said, "Yeah, right, voodoo stick my ass."